I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Greg White.
He works up with the Good Sam. I think he's a nephew to Lauren and Lindy, isn't he?
Fair board people calling me. To be honest with you, I haven't returned that call yet.
Give that to you. Is that okay?
And that bill for the museum roof actually came in under what K-Camp had it estimated for to
Good.
reapply. So.
Good.
The financial assurance permit, is that the money for the closure? We do that each year.
Yeah. That's what Dave talked about the last meeting.
Correct.
How much was that total we have to have in there?
For
I
400,000?
a little over 400,000.
Yeah, it seems like 430-something thousand or something.
it's better than what I was thinking. I was thinking it was $1 million.
It might be 4 now. So we got the two new guys road and bridge at work, huh? Good.
Yeah, 'cause I think they actually started, well, started the Monday after the meeting, but it was just light stuff till they got the PCP test done, so.
Need the coal?
Me too. I tried to fire up my furnace last night and it wouldn't go. I'm hoping today.
My air conditioner's kicking on last night.
I see we put the electric blanket back on our bed, which was good.
You only got half done. Well, not even that. You gotta read that too.
And that's on this.
I saw it.
So didn't Eddie was asked for that money to do the, what was it, the tub remodeling in the tub room? Did that ever happen?
Well, that's between the PBC and Good Samaritan Society because they were wanting to use donation funds.
How many hospital board members are going off?
That's why they were wanting to get it going.
Are they all going off or something will go back on?
Pretty sure 2 were going off for sure. One was said it to me, to my face. The other one, I think, will not want me to go back on.
Okay, do I hear, excuse me, do I hear a motion to go ahead and approve the payroll and accounts payable along with the minutes from 7/31 of 18?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. You didn't find any grammar errors today?
No, I didn't.
Okay, Leslie.
In regards to the tax sale, the last step in regards to service is doing a publication in the paper for those people that we can't find or that we attempted to serve and the address basically wasn't good. And so I've gone ahead and prepared all of the paperwork to do so. I have submitted the actual publication to the paper for them to publish. However, not knowing exactly what the cost is going to be, I need the board's approval to go ahead and have that published in the paper.
How long do you have to publish that?
It has to be published for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we need to do it.
And I also want to clarify so that the public understands, this is not a notice of anything in regards to sale or anything of that nature. This is just so that we ensure that we've gotten everyone service, and then there is a date certain in the notice where they have to answer the petition. And once that is done, then we can start moving towards sale.
You need a motion then to.
I would appreciate
approval or a
it.
motion? I so move that we publish the
Service by
article
publication, notice of suit.
in the paper.
Thank you. For 3 weeks.
Second.
All those in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Then we've had a gentleman asking about township trustees and why we still have township trustees and clerks, or treasurers and clerks still on the ballot, powers, etc. We've been doing research in regards to the same, and I can't remember what year it was, but they came in and were going to abolish or dissolve,
73.
was it 73? Townships in Cheyenne County. And there were a select few that went around carrying petitions to preserve their township. And according to my mom, the reason that they did that is that was how they had a seat on the cemetery board. There's no budget for the townships. There's no record keeping that is required by the townships. From my understanding, the sole purpose that they preserved their township was so they could be on the cemetery board.
Then I see no reason to disrupt that. If
The question is that with the township trustee, that they're asking there be clerks and treasurers appointed. And
Well, there's no monies involved with these.
no, there's no monies, there's no record keeping, there's no elections, there's no keeping of equipment within the township. And so, like I said, from what I understand, the sole purpose was to preserve a seat on the cemetery board.
Could we change the wording a little bit and just do away with townships, the positions, and call them cemetery boards?
That is something I would have to look into, but I think there's a lot of history associated with it too, because of the names of the townships.
Yeah.
Like the one that I live in, Jakeway.
Yeah.
There was a town Jakeway. There was R.M. Jakeway, etc., and Binkelman. So I don't know that.
So really, just leave it the way it is and move on.
The only thing that
Still
you-
had money, didn't they?
The only thing that you can do right now is dissolve them, but then they get swallowed up by, you'll
Bigger
just wind
township.
up with one
One big Wayno.
county
Yeah.
township if you dissolve them.
So the individual that asked you this, what was his motivation? I mean,
For
he just
some
wanted to
reason-
know, or?
No, they're actively campaigning. And so that's what prompted us to look into it to see, okay, what exactly are the
Okay.
powers? What do they have? What don't they? What is the purpose? Because, there used to be so many different townships that, you've got a big old Wayno 1 and Wayno 2 now.
That was back when transportation wasn't what it is today. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Right.
it's just kind of an antiquated,
Well, if we were like Thomas County and they still had their own townships that graded their own roads, then that would be a different story. But all the financial stuff's been turned over to the county.
Correct.
I do know a lot of eastern counties that still have townships, and they're huge headaches to them. I mean, trying to get everybody funded correctly and keep track of all those funds and equipment, it's just kind of a nightmare.
Well, not too long ago, some of the townships still had money in there
2000, I think, is the last one that
that finally,
gave up because they couldn't afford the elections, to do elections.
because I was thinking some of them even like donated their money to the fair.
What they had left. Because I think the last one was Calhoun. And that was 2000 or 2001. From what I can find, anyway. I might be off a year. It was because they cannot afford to do elections anymore.
But still in like the 80s, they were voting in a lot of the townships, weren't they?
They were voting in our house.
But I mean, it was in the townships.
Right.
Yeah, they were doing that in the
I think they
90s
voted
too.
Your house and Hazel's house and out, I don't know, one of those out at Calhoun, but they voted out there and they were still voting like in the 80s.
And that's why most of them have stopped doing anything, is because they can't afford to do those elections.
Then I would respectfully ask for an executive session for advice of counsel for 10 minutes.
I can't move.
Second.
All those in favor of taking 10 minutes of executive session for advice of counsel? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't think my townships got anybody like that.
Maybe you're the last one.
I might have been, everybody else died.